Hi guys, can you see us and hear us okay?
Yes, absolutely.
That's great, Nick. That's a really good start. So yeah, we're in Zurich and we're ready to go today. So we'll have Gemma Grainger up first, followed by Sophie Ingle. There's a slight change of plan then, and Hannah James will be here to do the Welsh at 3:30 then. So just a slight change to the times we sent out, but everyone's here. And we film with the camera here, so we send that footage out for broadcast quality as well shortly afterwards. If you want to use the hands up feature, if you want to ask a question, just so we can keep track of everything. And I'll start off with Megan Feringa or Katie Sands for Wales Online, whichever wants to go first.
I'll go first. Hey Gemma, how are you?
Hi, good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. So, for starters, let's just get this out of the way. Any injuries that we need to be aware of, or after the game on Thursday with the extra time, or any of the girls feeling a little wary?
No, don't think so. You know, we've managed to get some great recovery in since the game on Thursday evening, so we're right on track for where we want to be. As you know, there's always a possibility of any changes, and we're always ready for that. But so far, we're really pleased with the recovery we've had since the Bosnia game.
Now you're going into this game being the underdogs, as everyone's kind of said. In this campaign so far, other than France, you haven't really had to be the underdogs. So how do you go about approaching this? Because you have played teams that are ranked higher than you before, but in this campaign that hasn't happened other than France.
Yeah, I think the way that we approach every game, we have the same mentality. So if it's a World Cup qualification game or a friendly fixture, our approach remains the same. We always talk around what we want to deliver on the pitch, the standards that we want to deliver, and that's exactly how we'll approach this game. It's very much the next game, and our preparation doesn't really change. You know, for that, we control what we can. We make sure we focus on those moments, and we make sure that when we leave the pitch that we're happy with everything that's happened on it.
And as Fishlock said, that the underdog mentality kind of suits Wales. Do you think in a way that is it? Nothing to lose here, all on the line?
I think that on paper, and I know I said this after the Bosnia game, on paper we can be called the underdog. I don't see us necessarily as the underdog as such. I see us as a team who are going to be going out there to compete and win a game. And our belief, our mentality, everything that we think about is not necessarily focused on that underdog. It's focused on how we can, you know, compete in the game and hopefully win the game. So that's really the focus. Like I said, on paper, they're the higher ranked team. Do we enjoy that? Yes, we do. We enjoy playing higher ranked teams. We want to play them as much as possible. So whether that's in a friendly or a competitive game, the approach will definitely stay the same.
And last one for me. Have you done a lot of kind of research, I'm assuming you have, on Switzerland in the Euros this year? They haven't exactly played up to maybe like their highest standards. So is that something that you are looking to exploit?
You know, Switzerland are a great team. I think they've got some great individuals who I've had the opportunity to see this summer in the European Championships, like you said. I spent a lot of time this summer watching many of the teams in the Euros, because for us as a team, we want to be in that competition. So to watch the teams in it, I don't read a lot into Switzerland's results. I think they've played some excellent opposition. I think, you know, similar to us, they've played a lot higher ranked opposition, and they've competed for long periods of time in the game. So with their mix of individuals and you know, those competitive performances that we've seen in games, we're very much looking forward to playing them tomorrow.
Oh, and last one, I'm assuming penalties, you've practiced all of those like you did last time?
Yeah, for sure. We've, I mentioned before, you know, penalties is something that has been woven into our programme throughout this campaign. It's not, you know, we haven't just started it now. It's something that is a continuous area for us. If we want to be a tournament team, we know at some point we'll be in a penalty shootout. So yeah, for sure, we're right on track with that.
Thank you, Gemma. Good luck.
Thank you.
Jeff Megan.
Hi, Gemma.
Oh, sorry, Katie.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Gemma. I hope you're well. Katie here.
Hi, Katie.
Can I ask then, how do you not let the occasion and kind of what's at stake in this game affect the players? You know, are you kind of encouraging them to not think about it too much, or is it very much spoken about out in the open?
I think it's how we would run any game. You know, we focus on our processes, we focus on what we can control, what we can deliver, and our belief and mentality within the group is very much focused on how do we perform in games to win. And this game's exactly the same. There's no different approach to any game we play, whether it's game 1, game 12, whether we're in a, you know, whatever competition that is, friendly or World Cup qualifier. It's about producing consistent results, and consistent results come with a consistent mentality of belief, making sure that when we step on the pitch, we absolutely recognise our strengths, how to deliver those strengths, and that's exactly what we'll do tomorrow evening.
And with the kind of permutations, depending on results elsewhere, I suppose Wales could or could not be guaranteed a place if they win tomorrow. Are you just focusing on getting a win tomorrow and looking at everyone else's results afterwards?
Yeah, I'll be doing that personally. I think for us, the qualification process, as we've spoke about, if we spent a lot of time talking about it, I think we wouldn't talk about anything else. So for us, we want to make sure that we can be in a position where you want to talk to me about the what next after the game, on Tuesday evening, and that's when we will look at it as a group if that is the situation.
And last one from me. I mean, if you can maybe just sum up broadly, what do you think this team has done in this campaign? Because you had less than 2,000 people come in to watch the first game. We've broken the attendance record 3 times. Last game, 15,000. And, Wales are in the playoffs for the first time in their history. How do you sum up what they've achieved so far?
I would sum it up as saying, we're very proud. We know why we do what we do. We wanted to inspire for us, for them, for her. And throughout this campaign, we've absolutely aimed to deliver that both on and off the pitch. So, you talk about the attendance records. I'm as proud as what we've done off the pitch as I am what we've done on the pitch. The team's absolutely on track to qualification for a major tournament. If we do it this time, brilliant. If not, we'll do it next time. And that's the kind of progress that we've made as a team. There were some brilliant foundations here and we knew what they were. But I think what we've done and what the players have done is start to show more of who we are from an in-possession perspective, who we are from our expectations, our belief, our mentality. And the players should be incredibly proud of themselves. They've made history on the pitch during this campaign. And for us as a team, we only take that confidence, we take that experience and we take it moving forward with us. And we didn't have that at the beginning. So now we have that. It just really helps to grow that momentum and we just want to continue to do that.
Thank you and good luck for tomorrow.
Thanks, Katie.
Diolch, Katie. Sean Misra from Club Hildride.
Hi, Gemma. Playing against a team like Switzerland, would you like to bring it out from the back and attack? How much will that suit you rather than sit back and defend you've had from Greece and Bosnia recently?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a mixture of both. If I'm completely honest, we've seen Switzerland have got a variety in their play. Not sure what to expect, but prepared for both. I think that, like you said, when we've played against Greece and Bosnia, they were a little bit more of a lower block. But when we played Slovenia, it was very much, a mix. So Switzerland, I do think that they'll have a variety in how they play, and we will be prepared for both.
You had 4 offside goals on Thursday night. Is that something you can train against, or is it more of an individual instinct to know where you are on the pitch?
Yeah, I think, with offside, again, having VAR, I think it's brilliant to have it in the competition, but with VAR, there's going to be some close calls that, that you're slightly offside for or onside either way. I think when you play on the edge and when you're trying to make those runs, there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of timing involved. So, yes, there was 4 disallowed goals, but I think the most important thing for us is that we're in those positions and we're creating those opportunities. The margins that we want to focus on in terms of the timing and getting the execution, because it's not just about the timing of the run, it's the timing of the release of the ball, it's the different movements that lead up to that. So of course we're consistently working on that to make sure that we can execute in those moments. But for me, it's really pleasing to see that we create those chances, because that's exactly where we want to be.
Just one final one for me, building on what Katie asked. How much have you and the squad talked about what you've done to this nation, for this team? Like, do you realise just how much you've helped grow the game?
Yeah, I think the players do. I think we all do as a group, but for me, I'm so pleased for the players because they get an opportunity to show how good they are, to create history and to become that familiar face for boys and girls in Wales, and recognising the people that have come before us, but actually recognising in this group what they've done for each other, and how, like you said, that has inspired, and we can create change, and we want to continually do that. Like I said, if we're successful tomorrow evening, it will be an incredibly proud moment. And if we don't, it'll be an incredibly proud moment because we're right on track for where this team wants to be, and that's competing with the best teams in the world.
Diolch, Gemma. Good luck.
Diolch. Thank you.
Great, diolch, Sean. Jules Rees-Julian.
Hi, Gemma. Switzerland are a side who, from looking at their recent fixtures, they've conceded quite a lot of goals in the last half an hour. Is that something you've prepared for, that you could potentially exploit?
I think so, yeah. I think Switzerland have... I think one of the things to note about Switzerland, and not reading too much into their previous results, is they've played against some of the best teams in Europe. And when you look at those games, yes, there are some trends in how they score and how they concede goals. So we've carried out our preparation as we do on every team, and that's certainly something that we've considered.
And we were speaking about the permutations of qualification, but given that the games can all sort of impact each other, is there a bit of a frustration that they don't all start at the same time and you could finish your game and still have to wait to see if you have qualified automatically?
Yeah, no, I if we're in that position and I have to wait for a game to finish, I'm not going to be frustrated. No, I'm going to be excited to see what's going to be happening next. And I think that is the overall feeling that we would all have.
And last one from me, there's going to be a contingent of the Red Wall out there. How important are they going to be to try and help you over the line?
Yeah, so important. We're expecting a group of fans out here, and we know when we've played away, especially in the Greece game, the noise that they can make, they massively contribute. So we're hoping to see them tomorrow. We know and we will feel their support. And, if it's a smaller group than Switzerland, that doesn't really feel like it makes a difference sometimes with the noise that they make and the support that they give us. So we're really looking forward to seeing them.
Thank you, Gemma. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you, Diolch.
Just George, just looking at the list, Damien Spellman from PA. Can you hear us, Damien? I don't know if you're on mute.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, good. Sorry about that. Hi, Gemma.
Hello.
Gemma, you spoke earlier about the momentum you created. It seems at the moment there's a watershed moment on these islands with what England did in the summer with yourselves, Scotland, Ireland in the playoffs here. Are you conscious of that sort of growing momentum generally and the opportunity it is to grow the women's game in this part of the world as a whole?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like you said, the whole United Kingdom and the drive and the passion and the dedication and the investment that, the associations are putting into a game overall benefits us all. You mentioned the European Championships. We absolutely have seen the benefit of that in Wales. But again, we're on our own journey, as are Scotland, as are the Republic of Ireland. And I think one of the most pleasing things is, yes, the European Championships really gave us a boost, but we've been on track. We set our plan out at the beginning of this campaign around what we wanted to do both on and off the pitch, and the little boost in momentum is helpful. But I think we are really proud around the journey that we're on, and recognising England, recognising Scotland and the Republic of Ireland and and Northern Ireland and the work that they're doing. But I think for us it's so important that we recognise our part of that journey and the part that we're on. And like I said, if we are successful tomorrow, that's one step closer to where we want to be. But if we're not, we're still one step closer, throughout this campaign, the improvements that we've seen on the pitch as a team and that belief with making history for the first time and getting in this position, along with the off the pitch, particularly with our attendances, it's been a huge success for us.
And in terms of making history, you've seen the men's team get back to the World Cup finals after such a break. How much of an inspiration has that been to you and your players?
It's been a huge inspiration for us, Rob and the team, and seeing them, working and how they've created history themselves to put Wales on the world stage. It's something that we want to be right alongside them with. For me, I'm looking forward to heading to the World Cup in Qatar later in the year, and I'm hopeful that we can continue to work in that way, that we both inspire each other. I have a very close relationship with Rob. It's a brilliant working relationship, and it very much sums up our association in terms of we are together, and we'll make sure that we keep pushing to grow the game together.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, Diolch.
Great, diolch Damien. Claire Board from Bauer Media.
To unmute myself. So obviously, as just said, this has been a historic year for men's football going back to the World Cup, but also a historic year for Welsh women's football as well. It's the furthest you've ever got. How does it feel for you to be part of this, playing such an integral role in this historic year for football in Wales?
It's incredibly proud. It's a proud moment for me. It's a privilege to be in this position. It's a privilege to be able to lead the team for the reasons we spoke about, in terms of we're really clear on why we do what we do. We're really clear on what we want to do as well, and we want to be a team who consistently competes in tournaments. So we're really clear on those two things, and everything that we do drives us every day in terms of that mentality, that belief. And for me, it's a privilege to be a part of it.
And my second question, the legacy of this campaign for the World Cup, you know, the crowds are full of, you know, young girls watching people play football, women play football to these large crowds. What's the legacy on, you know, grassroots football for girls following this campaign?
Yeah, we want to grow the game at all levels. So if we can contribute at a national team, we're really aware of our responsibility to be role models, to be visible, because we do want to inspire that change, and we do want to make it more normal that little boys, little girls are able to turn on the TV, come to football games and know nothing other than, you know, men play football, women play football, and that's a normal part in society. If we can do that, that will be as much of a success as qualification for a major tournament, because growing the game at grassroots level, making people fall in love with the game that we fell in love with, is great for society, but also it'll be great for the national team as well. So if players do see that pathway, they know that it's a possibility that they can play on television, they can be the next Sophie Ingle, they can be the next Angharad James. You know, they're the opportunities, and that is the legacy for this team. It'll be making sure that people remember who they are and knowing that women's football is available, you know, and it's accessible for all.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you, Diolch.
Diolch yn fawr, and finally, Isa, sorry if I'm pronouncing the name wrong. I'm not sure.
Isa's fine.
Isa, oh sorry, Isa from ITV Wales.
Hiya, Gemma.
Hello.
So it was a fantastic game, worth the wait for your fantastic goal. What would you like to say to people here in Wales who are looking forward to watching your game tomorrow?
I think the same message is what we've said throughout this campaign, you know, for us to thank them firstly for their support. It's been incredible, whether it's been in the stadium, whether it's been the television figures, the people that I meet when I'm in and around Wales, when the players are in and around, you know, the country, whether they're in their clubs. We all feel very much part of it. The fans, the supporters, everyone has been such a huge part of this journey and a huge part of our success. We're very grateful for that, because there's been moments in this campaign where the fans have got us over the line. I've talked about the Slovenia game particularly. You know, in those moments, we've really felt the support, and we want to feel that tomorrow night with our travelling supporters, and generally just say a big thank you.
It's definitely a bigger challenge tomorrow. So how are you feeling with your team?
We feel calm, we feel confident, we feel like we do for any other game. We prepare in a very, very similar way. Our processes, we tick off each step of the way. You know, we went to the stadium this morning. That was great to feel the stadium, feel the environment, and just to really take the next step around our preparation to get these players in a position to compete in the game, and to make sure that these girls leave everything on the pitch, to make sure that the focus is on delivering the game plan that we want to deliver, so we can be proud when we step off the pitch that we did leave everything on it.
Why the playoff system is so complicated in women's game?
I don't know, you might have to ask Yue for that question. I don't know why it's so complicated, but one of the things that I would say about it is that it is complicated, but it's competitive. It keeps you on your toes. These games are knockout games. The only other way you play knockout games is in tournaments. So what a great experience for us to have to think about the possibility of extra time, to have to think about the possibility of penalties, and knowing that we go through that as a team is such a great place for us. I absolutely love knockout games. I love going to tournaments, and for us as a team, that's where we want to be. So it is long, but I think it's exciting, and I think the opportunity to get to this position is something that we absolutely are relishing.
Thank you very much, and good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you, Diolch.
Great, diolch yn fawr. I can see a few more questions. We've only got a few minutes left with Gemma, if that's okay. If we start off with Christian from the Swiss media outlets.
Yes, hello, I'm Christian from Switzerland. You said Switzerland has great individuals. What do you think is the biggest strength from the Swiss team?
I think that the Swiss team have got a great manager. I think they've got a very experienced manager, and in terms of the way that you know he prepares the team, he's working with the team. I think he's you know built over time something that is a very strong team that obviously qualified for the European Championships. You know, Switzerland have played against some top nations in the last couple of months. So whilst the results may not have gone their way, their performances, the way that they stay in games for a long period of time is a real strength of theirs. Some of their individuals who I get to see in the WSL, you know, on a weekly basis, or players that have played in the WSL in the past, and you know, some of our players have played with them. So it's great to you know to see those players playing in the WSL and obviously the quality that they bring.
What do you think will make the difference tomorrow? What is important?
Yeah, I think it's important for us that we enjoy the game, honestly. You know, this is a brilliant position for us, for Switzerland. And I think above all, you know, throughout the campaign, it's a long campaign. So for us, it's very important that we enjoy the game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And finally, see Casey Rees from South Wales Argus.
Hey Gemma, how are you?
Hello, good, thank you. How are you?
Great, thanks. What type of team talk will you be giving to the girls, you know, firing up ahead of such an important match tomorrow?
Yeah, it's my job's fairly easy when you have some of the senior players that we do in our team. They tend to take over in those moments. So for me, it will be about saying very little, if I'm very honest. We know exactly what we want to do. We know exactly what the plan is. And like I said, some of our senior players tend to give better team talks than I do. So I'm happy to step back in those moments and make sure that, you know, we talk about leaders at every level in this team. And we have them both in the staff team and in the playing team. So for us, it'll be very much business as usual with how we approach it. But for me, I'll be saying very little. These players don't need to hear a lot from me. They know what the plan is and they're ready to deliver that.
Definitely, and that was a great goal from Jess on Thursday. Do you think she can produce the goods again tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think whether it's Jess or whether it's any of the other players on the pitch, one of the things that we know about this team is that we have players who are ready to deliver. We prepare to deliver in whatever role the players have. Everyone is very clear on that, and you know, it's not about relying on one player for us, but if we need to, you know, it won't just be Jess, it could be any player. So we're really looking forward to the game.
Definitely. Thanks, Gemma.
Thank you, Diolch.